Hey guys, we are working on practice sheet 17. Make sure you are listening closely because I am losing my voice. Okay, so number 1 says at Bookmart you can buy 4 books for $9. At Reading Place you can buy 5 books for $11. So those are both rates. At which store are the books the better buy? So remember, better buy means which one is the cheapest. Cost less money. We have to justify our work. So you can't just put a bookstore. You have to show your work. Okay? What I would do is I would be finding the cost for one book. So I would divide. So for instance, Bookmart, I would divide 9 by 4. That'll give me the cost of one book. I'll give you a hint that you have to do that. And for Reading Place, you would divide 11 by 5. Okay. Once you figure out which one is smaller, which number is smaller, that's the one that's the better buy because it costs less per book. Number 2, Kathleen was buying ribbon to make costumes. At Craft Plus, she can buy 15 yards for $6. First thing I should notice, that is a rate. If Kathleen needs 25 yards, how much will the cost be? Okay, I'm looking for the cost. Notice it says set up a proportion. It's not always going to say that, okay? But we know proportion is line equals line equals line, and we know here we should have our units or the information that helps us. So in this case, yards and dollars. Yards, how many yards? It was 15 for $6. Then I'm given one other number, which is 25 yards. So that's going to go here. And I'm wanting the cost. Well, that's dollars, right? So I could put C, I could put X, but your job is to solve that. Okay? Okay, number 3. A tire on a toy has a diameter of 13 inches. Diameter, very important. What is the circumference? Circumference of the circle. Well, I know when it says circumference, that means I'm going to look at my formula chart. I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to write it down. That's so interesting. Look, where I was writing it actually has it circled for you. That is funny. I've never had that happen. C equals pi d. That's the one I want. Okay. So you're going to multiply pi times the diameter. Move your decimal to get the right answer, and then it will be inches. Okay. Okay, number 4. What is the constant rate of change? So hopefully we remember constant rate of change. Delta y over delta x. Always m. Sometimes k. So I would expect you to be able to do this alone at this time, but right now we're going to do it together because what do you notice is happening? Hopefully you can tell each time it's getting smaller by 3. 11 minus 3 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. So my delta y is 3. My change in y is minus 3. Now figure out your change in x. That goes there. Whatever this number is goes down here. Remember, it's flip-flopped. Okay? Okay, number 7. Write the equation of the line based on the points. So remember, our 2 equations are y equals k, x, y equals m, x plus b. So remember, first thing, m. And we'll see in a little bit if it's k, but we don't know yet. So delta y, how much is that? 7 plus 1 is 14, right? 14 plus 7 is 21, okay? So delta y is 7. Now what about delta x? And hopefully you know delta x is 2. So we know it's m. Now I have to figure out if it's k. I have to see if it's proportional. So I have to take the table back to 0. 28 minus 7 is 21. Minus 7 is 14. Minus 7 is 7. Minus 7 is 0. 8 minus 2 is 6. Minus 2 is 4. Minus 2 is 2. Minus 2 is 0. So I only have to take it back one time, and I can tell that it's 0, 0. Which means it is proportional, which means we're going to use the first formula. So in this case, it is also k. Okay? So I just replace the k with the constant of proportionality. Okay? Number 5, I love these. I think these are so easy. It says, use the equation, y equals 4x minus 7. What is the value of y when x is equal to 3? So all I have to do is plug in x. What is x? 3. We've done this, but we've done it with a table. So just as if they give it to you in words, okay? So your job is to multiply this, take away 7, and that's your answer. Number 6, hopefully you can tell this is an arrow problem. Be careful, make sure your decimals are lined up. Number 7, solve the right answer in simplest form. We want to make sure that it's not left improper. We want to make it mixed, okay? So remember when we multiply, we do Texas. 5 times 4 plus 1. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Over 5 times 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10 over 3. Now here's the good news. There's actually 2 relationships here. But as long as you can find one, it's going to make it a lot easier. Hint, hint, but there's one for both. So find your relationship. If you can't, multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator, and then divide to make it either a whole number or mixed. Okay, number 8, triangle. Positive times negative, negative. Put it down. Number 9. Find the area of the composite shape. Now we've done these enough that I don't really want to walk you all the way through it, but this is a little different. Okay? So we have one easy shape. This is exactly how I would do this. If I was testing, I would break up my shape. Okay? And over here we have this. And hopefully we know this is a quarter circle. It's supposed to mimic this. Okay? So hopefully you know that means this length is a radius. Okay? So I'm going to start this one with you. Now what I need you to remember is, since this is the quarter circle, that means at the end of my circle, I need to divide it by 4. If I divide it by 4, that will give me the quarter circle. When I run this formula, it's going to give me the whole circle. A equals pi r squared. Okay. Pi r squared. And then you know that square, 8 squared makes 8 times 8, which is 64. So you're going to multiply this and divide it by 4. Then your last step is to make sure you add these two. Please, again, remember, line up the decimals. Okay, number 10, too easy. Not going to go over that one. Make sure you get it correct.